This episode is proudly sponsored by rewired.org.nz. More on them a bit later on.
I love it when we're early morning.
Yeah, I'm
Like-
sort of half here, I reckon.
Do you think?
Yeah.
You were lost in your phone as you walked in. I was like, he's either waking up, but it's like no man is that embedded in admin at the crack of dawn.
No, I was. Get
Wow.
this. Two things hitting me at once. One, our security cameras, like when you leave, you have to turn the security cameras on. And our security cameras are offline. And I don't know what that means.
Oh, like someone's cut they've gone Mission Impossible.
They've gone and they're hacking in.
Does that stress you out? Because your house is famously the most
most
alluring
robbed place
house
in Auckland.
in Auckland.
Although our new gate has cut that short.
New
a little
gate?
bit. Have you not seen we've got a new gate on the garden?
You haven't talked
You've
about
been,
it.
yeah, well, you've been there since we've had it.
Gate open.
Yeah, gate was open.
You were hosting.
But yeah, the gate really since then haven't had a peep in because I think it was because our garden was so available and open.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was enticing.
It's stressing you out, I can totally see.
That happened. I've just sorted it out.
Oh,
It's back.
you have?
It's back online. The cameras are on. So unless we were robbed in that 10
Did you
minutes,
leave the house the same time as your boyfriend?
he left just before me.
Oh, I love
So
it.
it was really on me
I
to
love
sort
that.
this out. Also, someone tried to log into my Apple ID in like Sao Paulo.
That.
So that's
It's so
scary
it
because
stresses
the
me.
Apple ID is if you can log into my Apple ID, that's everything.
You are me. You deserve to be me now.
Yeah. So that's why I was trapped on my phone. I should have said something because I just basically
No,
walked
I
in
was
and
like,
was not really in
he's
the room.
waking up or he's like literally sorting something out. But I was like, who in the world is? But you were dealing with admin at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, and I don't even know how to deal with my Apple ID because then
No,
it said
it's
your phone's in an unusual location, so you need to do this and this and this. And I was like,
It's so
what?
stressful when shit doesn't go right. The other day yesterday I was driving my car and I was just like, what if my car just explodes right now? Like, I just felt like I don't know what's going on under the bonnet. I know we said we were going to like start understanding our cars, our vehicles, but
We
I
don't.
haven't. And I'm just so scared of it just constantly while I'm driving. I'm just waiting for it to be like, kaboom.
I was worried this morning because I haven't driven my car in like 5 weeks. I was like,
Yes.
what if I try and turn it on and it just doesn't go?
Well, here's a crazy thing. I was driving and then fog starts coming out of my, the
The air vents.
The air vents.
Yeah.
The air conditioning was on. I was like, well, that should not be happening.
Wait, I've had that before though, and it's not actually bad.
You know, when you Google it and you're like, is it okay if steam or mist is coming out of the air conditioned vents?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, God, I don't even want the reply because it's going to be like,
Like, stop driving now.
yes. But it was like,
Run.
it was literally like, it's chill. And I was like, that never happens.
Yeah, I've had that happen before on a long trip, and that happened to me.
It's
So
condensation.
scary.
So, guys, if your car's smoking, keep driving. It's absolutely fine.
Do you know the first time I came back from Edinburgh Fringe, because I'd been back for 4 weeks, and
Mm.
this was in 2012. I was pretty young. I was like, what? I was so scared to drive again, even though I'd been away like 5 or 6 weeks. But I was like, it's been so long. What if I've forgotten how to drive? I could drive.
I know. You know what? I had that thought every time I get back in my car after I've been away from it from a month. I'm like,
Yeah.
now, how does this go again?
Yeah.
Cue theme song.
I'm sorry, Mom. It's not a phase. It's the male They're both male, and they're both gay. The male gay.
And welcome along to this week's episode of The Male Gaze. We're back in the studio for once in our lives.
New lighting.
Yeah.
I'm worried about it.
Really? I thought you
For
were
the
looking
clip.
great on the monitor. You have taken off your glasses.
Look, I do have my theory that I do think kids trust me more when I'm not wearing my glasses.
Go
But
on.
I think when a baby looks at me,
Mhm.
the first thing they see are the glasses, and then you take the glasses off, and then you
And they're like,
arrive.
oh,
Yeah,
oh,
there he is.
God, I see.
It's like how babies don't trust people with beards. Gay men with
don't?
wives.
Do babies really not like people with beards?
Maybe.
They're like, something's up with Patricia.
I don't know. It's just, I think it's like a barrier
Yeah.
before meeting. Well, babies don't have beards. They're
My
like-
dad had a beard the whole time, and then I remember shaved his face out of nowhere,
God, I
didn't
love it.
warn anyone, and walked into the lounge. Everyone's
It is a great. It's the original wig reveal.
It's so
and it
scary.
came, and actually, wig reveals came. Well, reveal culture in general doesn't. Its origin is not in drag. Its
Yeah.
origin is in dads shaving their beards off.
And that's where, and I remember someone saying, could have been my mum, could have been my older sister, you look like you should be in jail.
Who do you want to have said it, mum or sister?
We'll give it to my sister, because, you know,
That's nice.
otherwise it's sort of tied in with a divorce.
Oh my God. And I broke the news to you that Lorde this morning has released Our Day of the Lord, her album cover and the album name. Do you want to guess what I mean, it's just fun. I mean, everyone will know now because it's like, you'll be getting this in a couple of days' time and it'll be culture. But
Yeah.
what do you think the album's called?
So we've had what? Pure heroine, melodrama, solar power. Maybe something about winter or cold. Maybe it's something like
Interesting.
coat season.
Coat season. It's one word.
Okay.
One impactful word that would probably get told to you, you know, in the playground of high school,
Brat.
pejoratively.
Her album's called Brat.
It's actually interesting now considering, brat. It's sort of like of that ilk, but
Nerd.
you're getting warm.
Okay. Piece of shit loser.
One
All
word.
one word.
All one word, all lowercase.
Freak.
We're getting so close. Now, that kind of put a layer of sex on it.
Frigid.
Oh, you are so close.
Virgin.
You got it. I wish
Come
you called
on,
it frigid.
Lord.
And here's the album cover. It's like a X-ray, I think.
With a zip.
I mean, now
And is that an iPad? No,
could've-
that's a belt buckle.
She is posting crazy at the moment, so maybe it's not. I'm sure this is the album cover and the album title.
Can I say something?
Uh-huh.
I hope that's not the album cover. I don't like that at all.
I looked at it for a second and had that thought too, and then I sort of looked back at it and it was sort of like, oh, like in terms of like what, like I can kind of see that like in a record shop.
Yeah, I can.
You're like, oh, the iconic X-ray.
Yeah, but I'm thinking it's some sort of death metal band from.
I don't follow her. I'll follow her.
That's
She followed me
huge.
back. No, imagine.
You don't follow Lorde?
Well, that's so weird, isn't it?
That's really.
It's nice to see her back having like a full grid again because she was just like constantly deleting.
I know.
And I don't know
Is
about
she still the
you.
drink bottle as the profile picture?
Yes.
Okay.
We went to go see the Marlon documentary.
How was it?
It is amazing. Oh, let me get its name right properly because I forgot what it's called.
It'd be
we-
great if at the cinema it just had in the little clicker that shows the titles, the Marlon documentary.
It's called Na Ao Erua. It's two worlds.
Nice.
Beautiful. It's so good. Like New Zealand's heartthrob. Like New
Mm.
Zealand's heartthrob.
Yeah.
And it was already that, but he has cemented himself with this doco. But Lorde's in it, of course.
How's she?
And she's great, but I squealed because she's holding the drink bottle in the doco. And it's like, you know, months before it all came
Yeah,
out. And I was like, wow, she's really...
What a
She
cameo.
either really does love this water bottle
Mm.
or, you know, she was like, oh, this would be perfect in terms of the lore of like this album. And no one still understands really what the water bottle's about.
No, because how does it connect her? This like terribly filmed in a fun way music video of her walking around New York, no stability on the camera, and then
I love the music video.
same. I think it's so
It's
cool.
like, it's so smart. It's so smart.
It's a
And,
cost of living crisis, and she said we're going cheap for this.
we're going to do that on when you can afford to do whatever you like
Yeah,
is so cool because one, you have a cool idea, and two, you're like, fuck that. I even think when you're as rich as Lorde, you're like, damn, that was good not to spend that money on that.
how
That
much?
felt awesome.
How rich is Lorde?
Richer than like most all of our friends.
Yeah. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
But is she rich in the? I don't even know. I don't know how things work with a record label. How much money they're willing to put up for something.
She's done
How much
some-
cash do you actually have? How much of your cash are you using in these ventures?
I think she was famous at the right time.
Mm.
You know, like
Royals must still be making sweet cash.
absolutely, and like,
And isn't it in one of those Sing movies as well? That'll be good. She
and
gets
she
some
made
checks
that like
from that.
Hunger Games album.
And it's in Moulin Rouge, the live musical.
Is it?
Royals, yeah.
So I have an annoying cough, so you just have to put up with that.
We're all sick
Are you sick as
in
well?
the head.
This is a sick in the head.
No, I also was feeling sick at Sydney, but then came back and feel healthy. But maybe that's a cover over. Yeah,
Or you're gonna fall
I
apart.
should be sick. I should fall apart.
Did you enjoy Sydney?
Sydney's the best.
Yeah, Sydney is so fun.
I really like the audiences there. I love so many chorus liners came to the show, and
Wow.
one came up to me in the cafe at Soulmate, my favorite cafe in the world, to say, "I saw your show last night, loved it. Can't wait to see Chris's show next week."
That is so nice
Love
to
being
hear
at the
because I
chorus
do
line.
feel like sometimes the chorus line aren't letting themselves be known at my
I
shows.
know, yeah.
And I'm like, are they actually coming? But they have to be.
yeah, I hope so.
Like, you support, if you support the chorus line, you support both, right?
yeah.
But maybe there are allegiances here. People are like, I'm a chorus line member for
For-
Eli.
I sort of skip. I press that 30-second skip
Just sort of-
when Chris
is
starts
on
talking.
a fucking thing about like whatever his gay shit that he loves. And like, back to Eli.
Wow. I mean, I would hate to think how much of the podcast I'm talking and how much of the podcast you're talking and how
I don't want the facts. I don't want the stats at all.
Nah.
I'm okay, there's two sort of like big there's three sort of big things I've been sort of thinking about from the internet at the moment.
Yeah.
One is Katy Perry. One is Oprah.
Mm-hmm. At Cowboy Carter or
No, it's actually, and I've immediately forgotten what the third is. But let's just talk about these two. I have become obsessed with my new favorite genre of video online. Oh, I remember my third. JJ Feeney.
Okay.
Of course.
Wow. I'm
Let's start-
surprised Nicole Kidman is not part of this,
Oh,
considering
she's
that
the-
video is.
She's a part of she's part of Lord Law, actually.
Yeah.
But we should get into that as well. That's the itinerary
Mm-hmm.
for like women in culture, and then we can move on.
Okay.
And an important foursome there.
Really
Nicole
important.
Kidman, Oprah Winfrey, JJ Feeney, and oh my god.
Yeah, who was the other one?
Oh my god, our brains is too
Oh, but
early.
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry.
Of course. That was the first. That's the most
I'm
important.
so scared, like I'm gonna forget one.
God, they just referred to her on the news when I was listening to her on the radio that she's feeling battered and bruised from the backlash since she went to space.
And now the tour, right, which everyone says is like garbage.
The clips are, yeah.
What I would say
Have you
is,
seen the I'm Denise meme?
yes,
Yeah.
What I would say is like, when have we got like? It's only recent that we've come to a point in our lives that you know what a tour looks like
When you don't go.
when you don't go.
Yeah.
And I think
you had to wait for the DVD.
literally, I think we should end this kind of like culture moment of watching concerts or sharing concerts online. I felt like, no, I don't mind clips from the concert you went to on your Instagram stories.
Mhm.
So it's like for 24 hours, you can see generally what the concert vibe was.
Yeah.
But what we're getting now is like
The whole thing.
the whole thing on TikTok and the discourse happening, and the people aren't there. They don't know what the experience is. And while it does look
Mm,
terrible,
yeah.
but she's always been a clown.
You know what? I hate to use Comedy Festival as an example, but she should get 4 or 5 previews to work it out.
Literally.
4 or 5 preview shows. The tickets are cheaper. Your phone gets chucked into a river on your way in.
I think so. And
It's not fair that the first time everyone's
she's
allowed to film it.
acclimatizing. And I
Yeah.
can't believe we're defending her. But also, there is a thing. I was looking into some of the comments. They're like, guys, she's acclimatizing. Like, she's got less oxygen. But then there's also someone being like, this is the era of like, well, because in Brazil, aren't you higher in the climate?
Oh, is it higher altitude in Brazil?
think so.
I mean, it's a massive country, so I don't know. Presumably not the whole of Brazil is a mountain.
Hold on. Should we Google this? Do pop stars need to acclimatize? Do pop stars
I mean,
need to...
they're already going to be battling jet lag, I guess, as well. Are you imagining that the arena is right next to the Rio de Janeiro statue of Jesus?
in But the whole area is high, isn't it?
No, but isn't there ocean? Isn't there the sea beside Brazil?
I can't seem to get. I think people say acclimate, don't they? In the States.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that sounds dumb.
It does, Brazil.
I like acclimatise. What's the deal with the S and the Z in Brazil? Which one is correct?
I don't know.
Is one the city and one the country?
Oh, Brazil and Brazil.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Something's going on there.
It's like Aussies, how we say we're going to Oz, but they consider themselves Aussies. And you wouldn't go to like Kiwi. I think that's what they said.
They don't say Oz there, like OZ, like we would say.
We were like, we had a holiday in Aussie.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, we're Aussies.
This isn't Aussie.
You went to Australia.
Shut up.
No, but I guess it's the Kiwi thing, right? You
We
would be
go to
like,
Kiwi.
we went to Kiwi. You'd be like, I saw Kiwis in New Zealand.
Yeah, but Aussie is also just an abbreviation of Australia.
I know.
So it's like
and
it's like saying going to Macca's, which they clearly are all over because they fucking actually renamed the McDonald's, redesigned the sign to say Macca's. So can they actually shut their freaking face?
I love that you're pro Perry, anti Australia. It's so good. Anyway, I can't believe I'm defending Katy Perry. Like, I don't really want to go to the concert, but
can I say, I'd still go. Like, even when she's dancing shit, I'm like, the level at which pop stars concerts are at now, there's so much going on. You're gonna have a fun time.
You will.
So in that one, there's a story as well, right? She's like in a video. She's like stuck in a video game and trying to escape or something.
And you can do like a choose your own ending thing and like get like certain songs that from like her back catalog, which I couldn't name one, but you know they pop up. And there's like the big thing is like AI visuals. I actually don't care. I can't believe I'm bringing it up. What I was going to say about
we were saying yesterday as we scrolled through as many videos of the Cowboy Carter tour as we could, we were like, God, Katy Perry must be feeling it now. Not just the snack that she was getting, but now everyone being like, whoa, the dress is changing. She's flying in a car.
But again, I'm like, we don't need
to see it all.
The whole thing. It's going to ruin the experience for one people who are going, which is a lot of people. Are you going?
Sam's going.
That's
right.
So
when we moved to the UK, which I don't know if I've addressed on main pod, but I'm moving to
That's
the
the
UK.
second half of this pod.
Yeah.
We both got announcements.
Yeah, you've got a huge.
So do you.
So on the way, I have to go there to do like preview shows before I go to Edinburgh. But Sam is moving via Vegas. He's seeing the Cowboy Carter tour.
Such a good decision, isn't it?
It's really good. Now, what I will say is I remember reading a fact that if
this is not the fact of the game.
This is not the fact of the game.
This is just a single fact that you can learn on this podcast.
That spoilers make us enjoy things more. Like if you have a storyline spoil, like I know what is about to happen in Last of Us episode 2, even though I have not seen it, but I do know. But then I've heard that sometimes spoilers can help you enjoy this. That said,
I don't care about spoilers.
Yeah.
I might tell me. I know how the White Lotus ended. I still have not watched the last episode.
Wow.
And it feels good still.
Yeah. I think you can still have a satisfying experience.
And I don't think I'm ever going to watch the final episode of White Lotus season 3. And I've loved the season. I just can't see an opportunity for it to happen. It's like how I've never seen Amelie. And I haven't watched the final season of Breaking Bad.
I reckon you'll watch it like the night before season 4 comes out.
Yes.
Here's what I will say about that fact, though, even though I'm sharing it, is that I do think probably people who seek out spoilers are already interested in something enough that, of course, their enjoyment level is high. Because if you're looking for spoilers, then you'll probably love what you're looking into. Anyway, I think it's probably nice. Like Sam is now scrolling up, being like, "Oh, I can't wait to hit these moments."
And it'll be different to feel it live. It's like seeing the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, I've seen it in the pictures, and there it is live.
And Beyonce does through outfits keep the vibe exciting.
Oh,
you know,
and it's kind of different, I think, if it's you're watching the greatest musician of the last whatever years perform. Like, there's just an element of watching greatness that is thrilling.
What about Blue Ivy? You been across that?
Well,
doing the Deja Vu choreography.
She's dancing. I don't. I think it's a powerful narrative, but I don't. I think.
Oh. This is going to be spicy.
Okay. Do I actually believe this? I'll say it and then we'll figure it out.
Okay.
I think turning your children into a star is tacky. I don't know if I agree with that with Beyonce, but I mean that across the board.
Yeah.
I think we know of people who, you know, push their kids into... knowing kind of like the trajectory of
what happens to kids?
I think even the fact that my parents encouraged me to follow my dreams is tacky.
But at least your dreams weren't built off what your parents were doing.
True.
Yeah.
But don't you, like, when you sort of see, like, the Beckhams encouraging their kids to follow these opportunities or whoever, like, it kind of gives me a slight bit of an ick, but then Beyonce does it in a way that's like a kind of really like goosebump inducing narrative around like heritage and lineage, and it's like beautiful. But I still think like
should your 13-year-old child be
kind of? But I don't care. I just think across the board, I'm like, if that's how I feel, does that include Beyonce?
Wow.
But you love it, obviously.
Well, I love seeing Blue did the Deja Vu choreo.
Yeah,
it's
so cool,
so fun.
I guess it's like the same with Kim Kardashian.
Yeah,
you know, like. I think that's what it is for me. I'm like, even though it's different because she's such an amazing artist and she's able to sort of talk about what it's doing.
Yeah.
You have to categorize her in the same pool as someone as Kim, who's doing that with North.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it like devalues. I loved it when you're like, you're never going to see my kids.
Yeah.
And I think that is the most like powerful movement. But clearly Blue wants to perform so much. And if your parents are Jay-Z and Beyonce, you already, like, there's no stopping you from doing this because it's like, that's all you know.
Yeah.
All you know is being a billionaire and your parents being the most famous people on the planet. You're going to be like, well, of course I go that way.
Are there any celebrities, children's kids, celebrity kids out there who are like, I'm going to vet school? I would love to hear one.
Please,
I would love to hear
reach out.
one child of a celebrity.
I'm sure there's a fact for that. And if you're in the chorus line, you know of a celebrity whose kids are doing something so normal, please reach out.
Because my thing is, I guess, in defense of Nepo babies, I just am like, your slice of what the world is so confined, especially if your parents are touring artists who are just producing and making music. That's their whole lives.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to,
and it's like Tina
explore a
Knowles
window outside
and
that.
Solange. Like, she is surrounded. By, it's like, that's all you know. So I do understand that. And for me, it's not even the nepotism of it all. I think it's like kind of, how old is she?
13.
I think it's like the pushing into like, you can think about us at 13.
I know.
I'm like, you're too powerful at this point.
Yeah.
I think actually like the Obamas did an amazing job with their kids. Don't you think?
Yeah.
They're kind of like, what are they up to?
Yeah.
And the eye was on them.
Wait, didn't one of them get an internship at SNL?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love that.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Rewired. They are a fantastic judgment-free service specifically for men who want to focus on their party and play. That's guys who have sex with other guys and use meth or other drugs. Chemsex. You hopefully remember our recent chat with Sean from Rewired, who told us all about the service, which is for guys in the chemsex scene who are looking for support options or even just some information about staying safe while having fun. There's groups in person you can attend around the country, online support groups, and resources on their website. There's also this super helpful self-survey on their website that helps if you just want to start thinking about things a bit more. So if this sounds like you or someone you care about, go to rewired.org.nz.
Yeah, I think it should. Oh, so actually, this beautifully ties into my next segment, which is Oprah. Oprah endorsing things is my new favorite. I've realized it's one of my favorite videos, my favorite genres of anything of all time.
Okay.
I keep seeing videos of Oprah backstage of Broadway shows talking to the cast and crew about what they've done.
Oh.
So I saw her at Audrey McDonald's Gypsy, which is a very like important Broadway revival because Gypsy's never had like a very like clear black narrative before. And Audrey's sort of like the first black, well, she's not the first, I don't, who knows, but it's like a black Mama Rose, which is a really, because it's usually like Ethel Merman or Patti LuPone or Bette Midler.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Oprah is like, she just walks backstage and she's just like in tears and she's just like so inspired.
Wow.
And she's like, and they just share this special bond and she's like holding them. And I was like, God, that's nothing more you'd want after a show than Oprah to come backstage and be like, that is history defining as a performance.
You know?
And then she does it with Nicole Scherzinger in Sunset Boulevard. And it's even better because Nicole is covered in blood.
Yeah.
And Oprah's immaculate. Black satin dress. Here. Incredible beat. Nicole goes, I'm covered in blood. Don't. And Oprah goes, I don't care about the blood. I don't care about the blood. Come here. And she presses her body against Nicole's. The blood transfers onto Oprah's immaculate outfit. Oprah now has the blood on her clothes.
Wow.
She didn't care because the performance was so good. I cannot get over it. And so Oprah has now recently endorsed Tina Knowles' book, Matriarch, and put it on Oprah's book club, which will instantly make it a bestseller. But again, on the phone, tears. Oprah's like
covered in blood
still. She has not washed Nicole Scherzinger's blood off, and she's like, "This book is incredible." Like tears.
Oh, powerful.
I
wonder what being Oprah. You know how we were talking about the Pope must masturbate and must be like, I can't believe I'm doing this and I'm the Pope.
Yes. Or farting or whatever.
Yeah, everything. Well, I wonder if Oprah has the same like awareness of, because to me she is Pope. Like she is that. Oprah is Pope.
And kind of, I know what you mean.
She's same level of
like there will be a new Oprah after this Oprah passes on.
Exactly.
We should do that.
Passing on, yeah.
Like we should
It's time to anoint a new Oprah. Wow. Oh my gosh. Please message us at the Male Gaze Podcast who you think should be the new Oprah.
I mean, Gail's going for it, but it can't be Gail.
No. It needs to be someone who's like not Oprah's lesbian lover. Sorry, conspiracies.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, that's what's going on. The masturbating thing is like she's having sex with Gail.
Yeah. You how sure are you that that's happening? What's her husband's name? Stedman. And they're still together.
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. Is there anything stopping Oprah from coming out?
Just like the admin.
Yeah, and like Ellen did it.
Yeah, I guess it would be a great way to get another little... But she doesn't need...
She doesn't, and the gays already like her.
Yeah, everyone loves her.
I imagine lesbians love Oprah.
Of course. How could you not? Who should be the next Oprah? Kelly Clarkson. Honestly, she could get there. Is that wild to say?
No, I really like that. She's on her way.
She, to me, is like a flawless celebrity. Warm, incredibly talented.
Divorce on her sleeve.
So much fun, it seems like.
Oprah will go there. Oprah loves to read. Oprah loves home life. But she doesn't hide her wealth.
Yeah.
Oprah's sort of a little, like she's quite high maintenance and she sort of jokes about that.
Yeah.
But then also, she needs to be emotionally available. I don't know if Kelly is fully there. Like Kelly loves a good time.
Yes, I see what you mean.
But Oprah is crying all the time, and it's beloved by every. It's like almost Adele.
Yeah, could see that. I don't know. I feel like Adele isn't.
We could go young.
Yeah. Because Adele, to me, I just wonder if she's living. I don't think Adele is necessarily making healthy choices in her personal life constantly. Whereas Oprah seems like she's living her best life. Adele, Adele when she wore that like at the like Jamaican music festival, and she did that, and then there was all this discourse around whether it was appropriate or not.
Yeah. It was really good.
Yeah. Who's young? Jojo Siwa? Oh, we haven't got into that. Oh God!
There's so much. Honestly, it's been wonderful.
Pop culture's been hitting us.
So JJ Feeney, this is just a small one, uploaded a video I think yesterday celebrating age gaps in relationships. And it's just like she got people to submit their relationships and their age gap, and it's just like a song, and it's just like 47, 65, 32, 51. It's such a great video.
Wow.
And I just love when you can see someone being like, this is what I'm going to advocate for.
Yeah.
Like,
age gap love.
Age gap love is so powerful. It's so nice to see it being represented in mainstream media. I just love when people find something to advocate for.
Yeah.
That you're like, yeah.
You know what it reminds me of is that girl from
God, I wish she did it with Same Love. That's the only
That's
improvement I would have
funny.
made for that.
the last bastion of marriage equality is age gap love. Um,
There is still stigma, actually.
yeah. You know the woman she's from Ted Lasso, and then when she won an Emmy, she's
Hannah
like,
Waddington?
Hannah Waddington, and she's like, I want to take this moment to say, I want to take this moment to
Do the
say,
accent.
I want to take this moment to
She's
say,
she's more posh.
I want
isn't
to
she?
take this moment to
Here
say,
we go.
cast more theatre actors in television. It's just like, so much is going on in the world. So much fucked up shit is happening in the world. That is honestly...
We are here and we are being silenced. It's like literally
Not
you're
at
the loudest people on
all.
the planet.
Not at all. Patty LuPone's in a Marvel show now. Sweetheart. I'm like, that can't be your main cause. Cast theatre actors on television.
Patty did it as well in her interview with George Clooney about like, she is right, but it's just like it is very funny.
But also, is she right? Guess what? Sometimes theatre actors can't act on screen. They're different. They're different.
She was talking about like pay parity and sort of
you're
like they'll get paid less because they don't have sort of like a career to prove for themselves on film. But I'm like,
I see.
You are a niche draw card. You are a big pull card for a very niche demographic.
That's the thing.
Who
I'm
will
like,
go out of their way to go see it, but it is 400 gay men.
Yes.
And that's it.
that's what when we saw Funny Girl on Broadway, and of course Lea Michele was there, and we were so excited. But then it was like everyone that walked out on stage got a round of applause because they're all obviously notable Broadway figures that are very famous there. But then guess what? Me coming from Auckland, being there, I don't know who these motherfuckers are. And guess who?
Don't call them motherfuckers in their own
I'm
house.
sorry.
Also, please don't forget your roots, okay?
I know.
Puck.
Yeah. But I'm not out here being like cast Christchurch repertory theatre actors
Yeah, you should
on
be.
television.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Where's the representation for Valentine Haynes? The original celebrity.
The original celebrity. Her album was available at Marbex.
Was it?
Oh, yeah, we sold that.
Fuck, it's that's so good.
God.
That's so good. Sometimes we just really deliver a joke for three people.
That's for Eddie.
That's kind of for Eddie. Who else was on our list? It was one more person. We keep forgetting, and everyone's screaming it at us.
Katie Oprah.
JJ.
Jojo Siwa.
That was in the back. There was one more, and we forgot about
You
them.
brought them up, by the way.
I know, but it's a joint podcast.
It's a joint thing,
Joint
but I
effort.
didn't bring this to the table.
I know. These are all things that were circulating. It's gone.
Okay.
So
Why
gone.
should we get into Jojo Siwa?
Yeah, what's going on there?
So,
Lesbian drama, right? Bisexual drama?
well, she's calling herself
Pansexual.
queer now. So,
Interesting.
Jojo Siwa went on Celebrity Big Brother. It's that thing where an American celebrity is not famous enough to get an opportunity in America, so they go to the UK.
Love it. There should be a word for that.
Well, it's Michelle Visage.
She visaged her
She
career.
visaged.
Oh my God. It's a visage.
It's a visage.
Yeah, it's a visage.
Jojo
And
did a
we've seen that.
visage.
It happens actually in Australia. Sometimes you'll get like British will visage to Australia.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And Australia
yeah.
can visage to New Zealand.
To New Zealand.
And New
100%.
Zealand,
Brie Thomas.
she visaged it.
She visaged to us.
Where do we visage to in this country?
Stewart Island, Christchurch. I don't know.
Auckland. When you go to New Zealand, and then Auckland can visage to Wellington.
Yeah.
Wellington screaming at that. And then Wellington can visage to Christchurch.
And then ultimately, Christchurch can visage to Dunedin.
Dunedin, yeah.
Because Dunedin, I would say Dunedin is quite a small place, but I would say the local celebrities are big there.
Big.
Okay, so, and every single person that we mentioned, we celebrate. Jojo Siwa. Yeah, went to do Celebrity Big Brother. Mickey Rourke's there, right? And then Mickey Rourke was really homophobic, told her she wasn't a lesbian, and then when she left the house, she would no longer be a lesbian. That was so offensive, he got kicked out. But lo and behold, she then made friends with Chris Hughes. Chris
that's
Hughes
so
is a
funny.
Love Island contestant, and they were very much touching each other. If you go onto the Instagram for The Sun, for instance, you can see all the footage from the live stream. There's a moment where it looks like he kisses her on the forehead. Some people are saying he scratched his eye. Anyway,
God, I love this.
Jojo got a letter from her partner, who is a non-binary influencer from Australia called Kath, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, the letter clearly they had been.
What are they influencing? Like it's a gender influencer. Or they're just a personality online.
I mean, I don't know. They might be pushing
an advocate.
Skincare.
Saying, therefore, intergenerational love.
Yeah.
And Broadway actors.
They sent a letter into the Big Brother house, right? The letter they didn't say I love you in the letter. Jojo got upset about that. That was a storyline in the show.
Oh.
Then Kath, I'm just making up a name. Her name could be literally anything else. Anyway, they flew to the after party. Jojo dumped them at the after party for Big Brother.
Because of love not being mentioned in the letter.
Well, a whole lot of things. And Jojo's
And
extremely close with this Chris Hughes guy. They've been sent at a golf club together, and Jojo announced on the show that she was like, I no longer see myself as a lesbian, I see myself as queer. And it was very close with this Chris Hughes guy. And then Jojo then said in an interview that she didn't even want to dump her partner at the after party, but her partner brought it up and was like, what was going on?
This is 20-something bullshit, hey? This is like, it's so interesting. I mean, maybe this is like celebrities should only be 40 and up.
I know.
Because when you're too young, it's this sort of weird, and it's like...
Jojo's 21, by the way.
Which is the worst age to be alive.
Such a terrible age to be on TV.
To be on TV at 21 is a nightmare. But I think all celebrities should be 40 and above.
Yeah. That's great. I've still got quite a few years to sort of prep for what finally happens for me. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm just like, the world is trying to make sense of 20-something drama. And this stuff happens all the time in your 20s.
And you don't care about it many years later.
So what do we want here? Jojo and Kath to be in this relationship forevermore? Because then we're like, we don't believe it. Or like Jojo should be like, sowing her oats. I'm like, you're 21. Of course you should be having a fucked up relationship.
With a Love Island contestant. Why not?
This is a perfect time in your life to be doing this.
Yeah.
Like all the advice that parents give their kids in their 20s is like, go out there, experience life. That's what Jojo's doing.
It is Kath.
Killed it.
Kath Ebb.
It's amazing that information's sort of there.
Yeah, they're accessible to me. Yeah. And what I will say is, not necessarily criticizing Kath here, but it certainly has become content in terms of like Kath immediately went on live.
This is what they're influencing.
Yeah, exactly.
So they are lifestyle and drama.
Kath immediately went on live and unpacked what happened at the after party, and then Abby Chatfield, who I do think is kind of amazing.
Yeah, she is. I'm like, I think if I saw her in real life, I would
puke.
Not puke, but I would be like starstruck.
We're sort of one degree of separation away because Eloise is really good friends with her. So Abby Chatfield posted.
I think that's the threat.
Yeah.
Of the starstruckness.
Abby Chatfield posted a screenshot of the Zoom call where Abby Chatfield is friends with Kath. Kath told Abby and a bunch of other people on a Zoom, and then Abby Chatfield posted the screenshot of them all finding out, like their mouths, they're all gasping as they hear the story. And then I was like, well, now this is really becoming like drama, and surely
Perez Hilton.
Yeah, and when you're sharing that, you're like, well, this is fun. Like, that's fun. You're sharing that for fun.
I guess. Do you like drama?
When it's happened to other people, for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, there's been drama going on recently, and I've loved it.
Has there?
I'll tell you about it after the pod.
Not
even for Backstage, unfortunately.
Holy
although
shit.
In Backstage, I will be sharing a new enemy that I have.
Fuck
yeah.
I mean, we have massive reveals and we haven't even talked about it in the pod. We need to factor the gay. And then I'm like, do we keep our massive reveals for Backstage as the ultimate threat? You could probably guess what they are, but I seeded this reveal in Backstage, and part of me is like, one big threat for another week and then we go live.
Wow. Do you not feel that you didn't you post a story about your reveal?
Kind of.
To the world?
But not majorly.
Oh, because it didn't... Yeah, I guess the context around it isn't there.
No.
Yeah.
And I was going to do... I initially did the post with like text on it, and then the text kept disappearing. So then I was like, oh, that's a weird... It was like a weird glitch. And then I was like, maybe I will just go like cryptic.
Maybe Instagram doesn't want people to know.
Exactly. I'm like, well, I should follow the hints that Mark Zuckerberg's playing.
He knows this.
What I'm preaching in the world, which is not just creating a star. Keep things anonymous, keep things private. Anonymous.
And thank you to Mark for that inspiration. We love and support everything thing you do. We
love
it. Thank you.
But keep it backstage is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, nice.
One more.
Okay. What I will say as we talk about clips, well, I was just thinking about the clips of this show going on Instagram, is that my friend Remy said, replied to me posting last week's clips and said, it looks like you've been kidnapped.
Yeah, it did have a bit of that
Chris is
energy.
talking to you on the news.
It did look, the clip does look like, and this is a great reason for you to go follow us at the Male Gaze Podcast on Instagram. We're uploading this in 30-second chunks.
Yeah.
With visuals, or you could pay for our Substack and watch the whole bloody thing. But it does. It looks like I'm hosting a kind of weird queer news show, and you're like in a war-torn country.
Coming to you live from. It feels very pandemic coded. Very pandemic.
So tell us how this virus spreads. Yeah, it's that.
Yeah,
kind of
scientist
energy.
has been working on this in the kitchen.
Yeah. Do you have a fact of the game?
Yeah.
I love this.
Fact of the game.
So, Brokeback Mountain is about to be released into cinemas for the 20th anniversary.
Saw this.
I hope that happens in New Zealand. I never know, because Revenge of the Sith is meant to be out at the moment. I don't know if this is actually happening in New Zealand cinemas or not. But Brokeback Mountain apparently coming for the 20th anniversary. God,
Haven't seen it.
you've never seen it?
Haven't seen it.
It legitimately
But
is.
I guess it's crazy because it came out when I was 15.
Yeah, and then you were like, oh, I'm not watching that. No way.
No way.
No way can I watch that. That's going to unlock some things I need to be stuck in the chair.
I'm not looking into the sun. No way.
It's amazing well,
It's kind of crazy to watch it at its 20th anniversary. I think that's sort of interesting.
and I'd love to watch it in the cinema. The cinematography is amazing.
Really?
Daniel Day-Lewis says Heath Ledger's performance in this, one of the greatest performances ever in cinema.
It will really make me sad to think about that great Joker we lost, Heath.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like he's
I thought you meant there was a joke we can't make anymore. No, the Joker that we lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had to deal with Jared Leto. God.
Jay Leno is what I heard there. Is there a fact about it? Or
Well, I was just looking up who was potentially cast before it ended up being Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal. And what I will say is almost everyone who turned it down did turn it down because they were homophobic.
yeah, it was a weird. I mean, it really goes to show, like, I kind of do think, like, how, I guess because we don't have that big Republican vibe in Australia or New Zealand. Like, while there was and still is homophobia, it's like, it's not as sort of ingrained in the way that it is in America. It's it's in their blood. And so I can understand why you can understand sort of how, like, an Australian took the role being like,
why not?
I'll kiss a dude. I don't have a problem with it.
It'd be awesome.
And Jake Gyllenhaal, who's like been in musical theatre. So like it does kind of make sense.
Yeah, the actors that ended up doing it. So when Gus Van Sant was originally going to direct it, not Ang Lee. Gus Van Sant's a great director. I'm sure he would have done a great job. But I also think Ang Lee made a really, I don't know, it looks beautiful, probably because Ang Lee directed it. But Mark Wahlberg was originally offered it. Then he said he wouldn't do it because it, quote, creeped him out. He said the spitting on the hand and stuff, it creeped me out. Yuck.
I love that he not only said that once privately, but then confirmed it for the media.
For the media.
Which is so crazy.
And he confirmed it in 2007, so 2 years after the film came out. He did an interview where he was like, yeah, it kind of creeped me out.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fine.
Matt Damon also turned it down for similar reasons. He said he thought about it, but the sex scenes were too graphic. He couldn't possibly do it. Josh Hartnett and Leonardo DiCaprio.
This film sounds hot.
I know. Edward Norton and Joel Schumacher. Oh, they both asked to direct it, but they were turned down. Joel Schumacher, of course. Brad Pitt.
God.
Yeah, Brad Pitt was in the cards. Ryan Philippe. God, that would have been powerful, actually. And Joaquin Phoenix. But Joaquin Phoenix apparently never got to him. I think it was meant to be Joaquin and Mark Wahlberg, but when Mark Wahlberg turned it down, they never approached Joaquin.
Amazing to get Heath.
Heath is. You know what blows my mind? He was 28. He was like not quite. He's not quite in the 27 club, but all of those performances.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
this is
your
why
20s. So now
actually
I'm
we
like,
do need some celebrities in their 20s, but they have to be Heath.
like, you have to be Australian.
He's unreal.
He's unreal.
Oh, and what about, on a related note, the 10 Things I Hate About You musical coming out? Book by Lena Dunham, songs by Carly Rae Jepsen. I'm gonna die.
I am desperate for a new story.
I
though.
know what you mean. I know what
I'm
you
like,
mean.
are we going to turn every movie into a musical.
Every old rom-com.
I want like
John Tucker Must Die, the musical. Just finding like even some movies that weren't that successful.
But I know it's because the film production studios know that they can make more money from their IP live than they can from like making movies now, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess it's an extension then of like
I'm like, just get Lena Dunham to make a musical about like I would see Girls the Musical, obviously.
And you will see 10 Things I Hate About You, the musical.
I will. And in many ways, it makes sense. It's like, it's like, it's not even, it's like, because it was based on what?
It's based on the Taming of the Shrew, of course.
So it's like, its origin is the stage, you know,
the
globe. But I'm like, come on, let's just like come up with a single new idea.
What do you count it as?
Where's like the City of 1,000 Lovers? You know, where's that going on?
It was going on at Sky City until they shut it down because it was getting audiences of about 40 a day in a 700-seat theater.
I miss that side of Auckland.
Did you see that?
I got tickets to so this was when Sky City were like, we are going to have, this is like, for our Icelandic listener, this is the big casino in town.
I actually think many Auckland listeners won't know that this musical ever existed as well.
It's actually great Auckland lore.
It
There's
is.
some amazing thing that had happened in Auckland.
We need a documentary about Pleasure Dome. I thought this the other day. I was just walking around the streets and I was like, why is there not a documentary about Pleasure Dome?
Where's the doco on just like crazy theatre stunts that have happened? I think it would be perfect. Like just things that you can't believe someone tried to pull off. 100% Pleasure Dome.
Yeah.
Like kind of unpacking, but that was in many ways a success.
Yeah.
Because you could not get a ticket to Pleasure Dome.
It was busy.
Which was, there's more to unpack there. But let's just start with City of 1,000 Lovers, which was at Sky City. They wanted to make it like a casino musical. So it was like, go into town, go to the Fed Deli, go play some blackjack, go see a musical. There was a musical, it was going to be the Shortland Street of musicals in the sense that it was like a consistent job for live entertainers. It was going to be like running forever.
Like year round, yeah. And the musical's about Auckland, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I went on opening night. So they did like a week of previews. Like Katy Perry should be allowed. And they were comped up the wazoo. You know, you had your Simon Andersons, you have your JJ Feeney. They're all going. They're having an amazing time. The audience is full. It's packed.
JJ Feeney's there being like, age gap love. The most important cause there is.
And then I attend the first, like, you know, because I was late. I was out of town or something. And I was like begging for a ticket. I was like, can I go? And they're like, we've kind of given up all our preview tickets, but you can come to opening night if you like. It's the first night that tickets you can buy to come see the show. There was 35 people in the audience. And it just continued at that legacy at Sky City Theatre.
Yeah.
Bryony Skillington, amazing, obviously. But yeah, it was so crazy to watch a show that was built for an audience of 800 to be performed for 35.
Yeah.
But there was some great moments. It was sort of wow adjacent.
Okay.
Like kind of more visual than like plotty.
Yeah.
I think it was about a young gal living in New York who's like flown to New Zealand to like work on a project and then falls in love.
Yeah, of course. Beautiful.
A tale as old as time.
I wish I could have seen that.
And you kind of never will, but there will be artifacts lying around from that time.
Yeah, of course.
Props. And I mean, that's the thing. Theatre history lives forever.
Pleasure Dome, by the way, for anyone who isn't familiar with that, they purpose-built in Avondale a theatre space with a
that was the
New
old
York
Ash
street.
versus Evil Dead set.
That's it, yes.
And so it had
produced by Lucy. This whole thing was produced by Lucy Lawless and her husband.
Yeah. And so you could go in and have this like Instagram experience.
Because outdoors it was like a New York street and there was a hot dog stand and stuff before you even went in to see the show. And that set, I will say, was used in every New Zealand music video made around that year as well.
Really?
A lot of music videos you'd be like, that's the Pleasure Dome.
In fact, Lords, what was that music video? That's not New York.
No, it's not
That's
New
the
York.
Ash versus Evil Dead
The
set.
streets of the Pleasure Dome. Yeah, God, take me back.
So-
And that was produced in part by Craig from Junkyard Artists.
Are you serious?
Yes, that's how I got tickets. Craig gave me tickets. Craig, the Australian comedy manager who recently went insolvent and left a lot of artists high and dry who were wonderfully supported by the Melbourne Comedy Festival and many other people who came to help.
We're going to leave you on this in the main pod before we get into our reveals in the backstage. But, I mean, you kind of said yours and everyone knows mine. But it's fun to talk about it backstage. New Zealand Comedy Festival kicks off this week. This week.
The gala is tomorrow night, and then it's all on from then on.
You can see shows in Auckland and Wellington, and then you can see them after the festival in Christchurch when people bring them down there just on their own accord. And you can see them earlier in Dunedin when people preview them.
So many good shows to
There's
see.
a million great shows. There's a plethora of talented Kiwis doing their shows. We have so many recommendations, but it's kind of hard. It's like, I honestly think the caliber of comedy is so high, you just pick anyone and
you'll have a
great time. And then there's a ton of really funny internationals coming over as well. I was on 7 Days with Felicity Ward last night.
Fantastic.
She was hilarious.
You want to see Eloise
Eftos. We talked about her enough on
You
the
want to
pod.
see Olga Koch, just nominated for Best Show at the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
Emma Holland's coming.
Becky Lucas, has she?
I think so.
Is she still coming?
I don't know.
Does she still want to do it?
I don't know. That's not for me to say.
And we're in Australia.
She's in the program. And we are in Australia. God damn it.
I'm in Brisbane next week. I think 2 of my shows are sold out already. There's 2 with tickets remaining. Love to see you there.
Where are you at?
I'm in the graffiti room at the Powerhouse, I think. I think it's tiny. That's why I've sold it out. Yeah.
I'm also at the Powerhouse.
Nice.
I'm there. I'm in Sydney next week, and then I'm in Brisbane the week after. Sydney, we've added an extra show, and it's like half full. So if you want to come along, please come to the extra show, Sydney. And it's on I think it's on like a Thursday night. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's a perfect night to go out.
Amazing night to go out.
Okay, we love you all.
Wait, do we have a Queen of the Week?
Queen of the Week.
Holy shit. You know what?
I would say anyone in an age gap relationship.
If specifically those who perform in live on stage theatre.
And you deserve to be on television.
If you're a live performer.
If you perform live once, you should be on television.
Yeah. And if you're a live performer in a big age gap relationship, we want you to know here at the Male Gaze that we see you, we hear you, and we love you. And love is love.
Love is love.
Okay, we're going to go backstage now and reveal everything.
Thanks again to this episode's sponsor, rewired.org.nz.
I'm sorry, Mom. It's not a fair